Welcome back to my channel in MR.Brutify. Now, for excusing me, this time we're gonna show you 10 tips for mechanic. Now, of course, mechanic is one of the 9 classes that gives you buildings. Yes, buildings that help your teammates defend, push, or even transport them with the teleporters, dispensers, and sentries. Now let me give you the direct opinions on each of them. Teleporters are the main source of transportation between your teammates, of course. They teleport them to the exit teleporter, and they extremely help if you place them near near the entrance or near the battlefield, but not too close to get destroyed. The dispenser gives ammo, health, and regeneration, but doesn't overheal to your teammates, and also gives you metal. Now those are all the all the buildings that I've discussed. Now let's talk about the mechanics loadout. Of course, I'm using the Gutbuster, heavy metal for more metal and faster movement speed, and Eureka effect to get into the battle much faster. Now let me give you um a good thing that you can actually use different kinds of loadouts if you want. If you want to be a good mechanic, use a wrench that can build a fully max sentry, like the Eureka effect, the normal wrench, or maybe even sometimes, I don't know, this freaking thing, a PDQ. Really don't recommend you using it because it's not worth it at all. Not at all. Now, there's another loadout that gives you a good sense of what a good mechanic can do, and that's the menacing gunslinger. Now, instead of making level 3 sentries, this actually gives you mini sentries don't that don't actually turn into or can be turned into a max level 3 sentry. Instead, it can be turned into a mini sentry that is literally 150% build speed but cannot be upgraded, less DPS, and less health, but can give you 150 HP and can be quite disposable if you want. But most of the time, if you're defending, use the max sentry or even a level 3 sentry because that's the most effective way to actually do cheer, okay? Now here are the 10 tips that I will give you as a mechanic. Let's start off with tip number 1. Do not put your buildings too close. Of course, explosive classes like Trooper, Annihilator, and also Brute and Agent can easily destroy your buildings if they are put too close. Just like if an Annihilator sticky bombs or even pills your buildings and you can't even save them because they're too close, and the splash damage from the pills and rockets can actually destroy all your buildings. Holy. And if you separate your buildings, then it can help multiple people at once. Just like if you put your dispenser near but not far from the combat, then they can heal the the damage that they sustained, but also you can help them by actually giving them ammo and upgrading your dispensers and putting your mini sentry near the combat, but also able to help and protect your other buildings instead too. and the teleporters behind or near the enemy so that they can be there before the enemy can. And also tip number 2, aim your damn shots just like I've told you in several tips before my videos. Hit your shots. As a good mechanic, you have the shotgun, not only the other classes. You have the Widowmaker, gives ammo if you hit your shots accurately. The Vengeance can give crits on how many times you've killed an enemy with the sentry and it destroyed them. Of course, the Rescue Ranger heals your buildings when you hit them with the arrow, but let's not talk about that. And also, the Gunslinger could have been a really good thing if you want to be an aggressive little motherfucker and be a battle mechanic, which is extremely fun and interesting if you use it properly and be able to fight against others properly and can actually help your team win fights instead of lose them. Tip number 3, as much as possible upgrade your buildings. If even if you have the gunslinger equipped, upgrade your buildings as much as humanly possible. You know why? Because if max dispensers can give 36 HP instead of 4 HP a second, then you're definitely making a big difference. Plus, the metal output is 25. And if a max dispenser gives you 75 metal, that's a big difference, you know? And plus, even if you don't have a even if you don't have a wrench, you still can be able to get a max level sentry. Unless you have gunslinger equipped, you know, because gunslinger gives you only mini sentries and only mini sentries. If you try to use a sentry, you know, duh. Of course, I've already said that. But always try to upgrade your buildings every time because it can greatly help you and your teammates win the game, stop a push, or even make a push at the end if you want to be a battle mechanic, just like I said. Now, tip number 5, always try to make your buildings be fixed, okay? Always try to maintain your buildings as much as possible. Hey, that dispenser is 210 instead of 216. Upgrade that damn thing. Or heal that damn thing. If your sentry is nearly dead, fucking heal it. Damn it. Heal it. Duh. No duh. If your if you don't have any teleporters, make a teleport, damn it. Teleporter. Now. Teleporters win games. Random TF2 guy Random TF2 guy from the YouTube channel Uncle Dane probably said that. I'm just saying. He probably said that. I promise you. I promise you he said that, bro. But also, help your team win instead of giving your everything being selfish. But also there's another playstyle. Ninja mechanic, which putting your teleporter behind the enemy instead of actually doing it and putting your sentry in the enemy spawn. That's a very risky playstyle, but can actually be good if you are good enough at doing it. Tip number 6, play by your rules. You're the mechanic. You're able to win fights and make them in your domain. If you have a mechanic in your team, of course they are yours. Remember, if a mechanic has his buildings, he can make them his, okay? He has his own buildings. He can make his fights instead of break them. Remember that a mechanic has his buildings, and if you see any enemies, of course, then you will can bait them into fighting you in disadvantages. Just like putting you inside in their domain, in your domain, as a mini sentry or a sentry, and using your shotgun to kill them, and actually baiting them towards you and killing them. But also, tip number 7, watch out for damn agents. Watch damn Watch out for damn agents. They can sap and destroy your buildings, as one of the only classes can do that without getting killed. They can sap your dispenser, make them useless, make all of them as useless. But you have a weapon, your gunslinger or wrench. You can destroy the sentries, destroy the sappers, and kill the agent. You will find them very much a lot because agent and mechanic are like a foil to each other. Agent destroys or makes mechanics buildings defective, but also makes them less destroyed, of course, but also prevents the mechanic from healing or supporting his team unless the mechanic destroys the sapper or kills the agent. Of course, you've got a better understanding of what mechanic is. Mechanic is a support and defensive class that can be an attackive subclass if you want. The most effective thing a mechanic can be is supporting his teammates, helping them push and stop a push. But most of the time, you are in the back or maybe middle of the front lines to get actual value from your buildings instead of huddling or let's just say turtling in your buildings so as to you know be a coward, dumbass. Tip number 8, don't be afraid to go into the battle. Remember, you are a mechanic. You have your own buildings. You can have a shotgun. You have your power. And you can bait enemy teammates, enemies into your own domain. You are a person that has full control, not at all, but most of the time, you control the playground. You control battles. You can literally mix a fight in between a losing battle and a battle of a push. You make the comeback. You are the mechanic that fixes everything. You are the builder. Bob the Builder. Okay, that's enough. But seriously, you are physically one of the best classes in the entire game. You clearly have the buildings or the options that can make an enemy crack or push that will lose and make a push. Instead of losing, you're clearly the only person that can win an output. You can literally change the output of the game to a winning one. And when you are in the winning position, you make that better. That's why mechanic is one of the most important classes in the game. He gives out health, protection, and transportation. And you're one of them. So make it worth, damn it. Tip number 8. Put your buildings in positions that they can help. Positioning is one of the best things in the game. If you don't position well, you lose. If you don't move well, you lose. If you don't aim well, then of course you lose in the game. Duh. But of course, the main thing a mechanic should do is maintain, protect, and evaluate which scenarios should be good to plan out and win. Most of the time, you are literally behind the back line, but that doesn't mean you must be in the back lines always. You can literally fight your way out. You can kill your way out. You are one of the strongest classes in the game. If you are a good mechanic that can support and maintain his teammates, you can be the only thing that can support and push. Tip number 9. Always try to help your teammates push and defend an objective. You're literally the one who needs push the buildings to do so, to transport, to protect, and everything else, okay? You're literally meant to protect and maintain your buildings and your teammates, not being a stupid idiot, okay? Someone that is already you. If you have more than 3 mechanics, and you can switch, of course, but it's better to have at least enough people to defend and support your teammates. Plus, it's far better to have more of their buildings than one of them. Of course, you need power classes and medics. Doctors can do your job, but you're literally one of the best supports in the game. You are literally the person that does most of the fighting, I mean building, and can support your team exponentially. You can make or break a team as long as you build properly, maintain your streak, and at least do well. If you do not, then you are simply an idiot. An idiot, I say. If you are not a good teammate or a good mechanic, and even that's why I give you tips, you idiot dumbass. Tip number 10. The last tip I'll be giving you for today. As long as you can see the enemy, try to avoid fights that are not necessary. If you know that you're gonna lose that position, do not engage. As I said, evaluate situations that you can win, that you are confident that you win. If you are not confident in that you are winning, then do not at all, do not go into that scenario where you will not win, where you will not, in any case, have a slim chance of winning. Try to avoid fights that will not be beneficial to your team's push or win. You are physically one of the most vulnerable classes in the game, and simply you do not have the capacity of being a good offensive class unless you are a battle mechanic. That's all for today. Please subscribe and like if you love it. If not, check out my other videos. Maybe that will help. See ya. And Mr. Brute, see ya.